So let's discuss this here around the different sizes of org charts that you have. Now, as you grow your Amazon or e-commerce business, this is going to start to look more familiar to you. And at each of these different sizes, you have different challenges. So level 1 would be like basically you as a solopreneur. You start this business, you do the research, you walk the path. You're figuring out what products you're going to sell. You're doing all the education. You're learning about every single process along the way. How many people are level 1? So I'd say 1 to 3 million. This says 1 to 3 million. It's 2 to 5 people, but I think you can get up to a little over $1 million to $2 million when it's basically just you. How many people would say that you're level 1 right now? So 0 to 1 or 2 million. Oh, I was stuck. I didn't see everyone answering their questions. I apologize. Okay, level 1, 350K at one product. We exited in October last year, and now we're back at point number 0. You're probably starting with a little bit of a team. Okay, I apologize for missing everyone's answers before. I thought no one was answering. All right, let's see here. Now, the difference is if you go to level 2, this is what it starts to look like. You've got yourself and a couple assistants. This is when they really help you with doing whatever task it is. Now, we're going to talk about what that org chart actually is and what tasks they're doing, because it's going to be different for all of us. The key is that you will start to give away hourly tasks first. So what is your lowest value of your time, and give that away first. So customer service typically goes first, things like that. Sometimes you can have someone doing ads if you don't enjoy doing ads management, but it's a really important lever. So maybe you need to learn it no matter what. How many people are here are level 2? Level 2 looks nice. The rowing. That's too many people in that boat though. It's supposed to be 2 to 5. There's too many people in the boat. Level 3 to 10 million. Now, this is the difference. When you get to this level, you start to layer a little bit, because you're going to have your specialists. Like, you still have your specialists here. You have assistants, right? But instead of an assistant, now you need someone who actually owns that division. We're going to discuss what those divisions are in a minute. Those division leaders will typically be able to have their own assistant or 2 or 3 underneath them, depending on what the task is, right? How many people here are level 3? Level 3 reselling, level 0 PL. That's okay. Level 3 for Karen. Awesome. Zaid's level 2. Now, level 4. It's a bigger boat. Now you have another layer that you have to add. As the CEO, it was one thing when you had to just have 2 or 3 direct reports that were driving results for you. Now you have several managers who have specialists that are reporting to those managers. And you can see how the org chart is growing this way. Now, this is also known as Death Valley. So a lot of organizations that were profitable at level 3 die in level 4. Now, the reason that is because once the tasks are being done 2 levels down from you, you lose some oversight over them sometimes. And as you hire specialist number 2 and specialist number 3, the quality of that work can go down as well. And the level of the manager can sometimes determine the output and the quality of the output of the specialists as well. So you've added significant complexity. You've diluted sometimes your oversight and your ability to manage. Sometimes you micromanage and you try to manage all of these specialists and these managers, and it's impossible to have 10 direct reports, right? So a lot of businesses end up failing in this area. How many people are in level 4, that 10 to 50 million revenue range? Level 3 revenue, but operating at level 1 employees. Yeah, that's that's what you need to learn to do. You're going to need to, so you're here in revenue, but you're here in team. How many total headcount do you have, Hiba? Oh, level 1 employees. Maybe level 2 employees. You have, all right. Yeah, you're going to need to scale your team a little bit. So you're also level 3 with level 2 employees, but that's the wall. So that's what happens. So this is very common, right? So what ends up happening is you're hitting a wall here where you can't grow. All you're going to do is overwork yourselves and your team, and things are going to start to break. So how do you control that? Hey, if you're enjoying this content, you're going to love the masterclasses that we host on a regular basis. We've got over 1,000 members in our private community, and over 400 of them are already doing over $1 million. We regularly host masterclasses with hundreds of students, and you can find out more below. Join us. This is where we're going to lay out this org chart of where you should be and start to write KPIs into those seats and write down who wears those hats, who owns those KPIs. Remember, one person per KPI. And then level 5 is above 50 million. Now, the reality is Jennifer and I are in the Death Valley, and our business almost died. And we're stagnant because we struggled at this level over the last 2 years. But she's made significant progress in working with headhunters, interviewing, hiring, spending extra time in China to build the team out that we have there, turning over a lot of our team members to elevate them. So we had team members that were very junior, that weren't capable, or that weren't a good culture fit, that we needed to get these people that were specialists previously that could become managers, right? And the goal or the hope is that you hire a specialist and then you have a career path for them that leads them sometimes to management or sometimes to becoming a senior specialist, which would look like this, where they have some assistants underneath them, right? And eventually you want to get to a point where you have these senior leaders who have you have managers, or you get to a point where you, especially in our business, where you basically have an entire org per brand that you have. So then you start to think of every single brand as its own org. So brand A might be looking like this, but brand B might be looking like this, right? And the CEO is that brand owner. And so you have a pod is what it's called. And now this pod is here, right? But it has to be a matrix organization where you have the support staff here that can support each of these pods. So you might have your designers supporting all of the pods, or the companies, right? And so that allows you to start to create these pods and scale this business to 50, 100 and plus $1 million. Now, it doesn't always work exactly like that, but let's start to discuss some of the org here. Let's write some things in here. So what I'm going to do, I thought I had this. I'm going to answer a couple questions, and then I'm going to pull up an org chart with some actual titles and KPIs on it. So give me a second. So guidance for hiring, we can discuss. That's not necessarily covered here, but we can at least discuss it around best practices there. And you want to see level 1 again? No problem, Adam. Level 1 was just you. You are the CEO and the team leader. And then level 2 here. We do have a special call already in the inner circle for hiring, recruiting, retaining top talent, and unlock the secret to hiring. So check out the content Marlene just pointed out. So Adam, you're probably level 2. So I like to say that you and a partner can go to level 2, right? Like it's basically like two of you that are partners equal own a part of the business, and then have an assistant doing whatever, like a VA or an assistant, can get to 3 million with no problem. right? That's kind of like where we're at. So I think level 2 is once you get 1 to 3 million. That's where you hit a wall, and then you hit that wall until you get to a point where you got to get to level 3 now, and you've got to hire, and then that can be the difficult part.